How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark from last night, which was January 11th, 2022. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Shawn versus Liam Cross. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Shawn went over with the diving splash. Match 2, it was Anthony Ogogo versus Baron Black. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Anthony Ogogo went over with the Tower of London. Match 3, it was Red Velvet versus Royale. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Red Velvet went over with the final slice. Now, before the match, Royale attacked Red Velvet from behind and beat the shit out of her before the match started and everything. That was cool. Match 4, it was Billy Gunn versus Patrick Scott, TIM, and Marcus Cross in a 3-on-1 handicap match. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Billy Gunn went over because Billy Gunn pinned Patrick Scott with the Famouser. Now, before the match, it was originally supposed to be a trios match between the Gunn Club, which are Billy, Austin, and Colton Gunn, versus Patrick Scott, TIM, and Marcus Cross, but Billy Gunn was already in the ring, but Austin and Colton Gunn were outside the ring, and Austin Gunn got on the microphone and cut a promo saying to the crowd, if you all continue to chant "ass boys," then Colton and I, we're leaving. And Austin and Colton Gunn got in the ring, and then the crowd started chanting "ass boys." So Austin and Colton Gunn left the ring and left Billy Gunn high and dry by himself for the match and everything. That was cool. Match 5, it was Anna Jay and Ty Conti versus the Renegade Twins, which are Charlotte and Robin Renegade. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Anna Jay and Ty Conti went over because Ty Conti made Charlotte Renegade tap out to a leg hook crossface chicken wing. Match 6, it was Orange Cassidy versus J.D. Drake. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Orange Cassidy went over with the Orange Punch. Match 7, it was Dante Martin versus Aaron Solo. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Dante Martin went over with the nosedive. Match 8, it was Eddie Kingston versus Joey Janela. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Eddie Kingston went over with the Northern Lights Bomb. Match 9, it was Thunder Rosa versus Casey Fox. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Thunder Rosa went over with the Peruvian Calavera choke. Match 10, it was Powerhouse Hobbs versus Alexander Moss. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Powerhouse Hobbs went over with the torture rack. Match 11, it was Daniel Garcia versus Fuego del Sol. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Daniel Garcia went over with the sharpshooter. Well, after the match, Daniel Garcia continued to hold on to the sharpshooter, but Sammy Guevara came out, and as Sammy Guevara came out to save Fuego del Sol, Daniel Garcia retreated, and Sammy Guevara was staring down Daniel Garcia and tending to Fuego del Sol and everything. That was cool. That was match 11, by the way. Match 12, it was Jade Cargill versus Sky Blue. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Jade Cargill went over with the Jaded. Match 13, it was the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus the Factory, which are QT Marshall and Nick Camarado. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Jurassic Express went over because Luchasaurus pinned Nick Camarado with the Extinction, and match 14, which was the main event, it was Hangman Page and the Dark Order, which are 5 and 10, versus Serpentico and the Hardy and match 14, which was the main event, it was Hangman Page and the Dark Order, which are 5 and 10, versus Serpentico and the Hardy Family Office, which are Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Hangman Page and the Dark Order went over because Hangman Page pinned Serpentico with the Buckshot Lariat. Now, besides the matches, Alex Marvez interviewed Matt Hardy, and Alex Marvez brought up to Matt Hardy that tonight on AEW Dark, he'll be teaming with Isaiah Cassidy and Serpentico against Hangman Page, 5 and 10, and if the Hardy Family Office and Serpentico beat Hangman Page in the Dark Order, then Matt Hardy will earn a shot at Hangman Page for the AEW title. Matt Hardy said, "Well, tonight's a great night to be Matt Hardy, Alex, because I received a phone call from my good friend Tony Khan, and Tony Khan set up this match with this trios match, and Tony Khan said that if I win, that if me, Isaiah Cassidy, and Serpentico win, then I will get a shot at Hangman Page for the AEW title." And Mark Quinn couldn't make it tonight, so I am making Serpentico an honorary member of the Hardy Family Office. And Matt Hardy was even saying, and tonight, we're going to beat Hangman Page 5 and 10, and it's going to be my destiny to beat Hangman Page and become the AEW champion. And everything. That was cool. Alex Marvez interviewed Daniel Garcia, and Alex Marvez brought up to Daniel Garcia that he'll be facing Fuego del Sol tonight on AEW Dark, but tomorrow night he'll be facing Sammy Guevara for the interim AEW TNT title. Daniel Garcia was saying, well, tonight I'm going to kick Fuego del Sol's ass, and unlike Sam, and then tomorrow I'm going to beat Sammy Guevara and be the interim AEW TNT champion. But unlike Sammy, I'm not an entertainer, and I'm not a vlogger. I'm an ass kicker, and I'm going to kick Sammy Guevara's ass tomorrow night, as I'm going to kick Fuego del Sol's ass tonight, and everything. That was cool. Alex Marvez interviewed Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling, and Alex Marvez brought up to Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling that tonight Jade Cargill will be facing Sky Blue, and if Sky Blue wins, then she'll be the next number one contender she'll be the first number one contender to face Jade Cargill for the TBS Women's title. And Mark Sterling was saying, well, that's true, Alex, but if and only if Jade Cargill, if Sky Blue can beat Jade Cargill tonight on AEW Dark, she will be the first number one contender for Jade Cargill's TBS Women's Championship. But that's not going to happen, Alex, because I have all my money on Jade Cargill. And as always, Jade Cargill is going to go out there and kick some ass and everything. And then Jade Cargill was saying, after tonight, when I get done kicking Sky Blue's ass, then I want some real competition. And I want real competition on that bitch show, Dynamite and Rampage and everything. That was cool. And the Factory, which are QT Marshall and Nick Camarado, cut a promo, and QT Marshall was talking about, the Factory, which are QT Marshall and Nick Camarado, cut a promo, and QT Marshall was saying, congratulations, Jurassic Express, because tonight, Nick Camarado and I, we're going to kick your asses, and we're going to be the next number one contenders for the AEW Tag Team Championships and everything. That was cool. Now, besides all that, Taz and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. The referees for the event were Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Shawn Dean versus Liam Cross. Mike Posey refereed the match between Anthony Ogogo versus Baron Black. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Red Velvet versus Shalance Royale. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Billy Gunn versus Patrick Scott, TIM, and Marcus Cross. Paul Turner refereed the match between Anna Jay and Ty Conti versus the Renegade Twins. Rick Knox refereed the match between Orange Cassidy versus J.D. Drake. Rick Knox refereed the match between Dante Martin versus Aaron Solo. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Eddie Kingston versus Joey Janela. Mike Posey refereed the match between Thunder Rosa versus Casey Fox. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Powerhouse Hobbs versus Alexander Moss. Rick Knox refereed the match between Daniel Garcia versus Fuego del Sol. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Jade Cargill versus Sky Blue. Paul Turner refereed the match between the Jurassic Express versus the Factory. And Rick Knox refereed the match between Hangman Page and the Dark Order versus Serpentico and the Hardy Family Office. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite tonight that's been announced so far. It's going to be Sammy Guevara versus Daniel Garcia for the interim AEW TNT title. CM Punk versus Wardlow. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Dante Martin. And Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida. Those are the matches that have been announced so far. But the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite tonight looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. Looking forward to it. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark from last night, which was January 11th, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.